Hello friends, welcome to the cool Vedas, that's Vedas Cool. In the last video we saw how Pandu was blessed with a mighty virtuous son, a son just like the celestials, a son named Arjuna. Today, let's see the story of the birth of Nakula and Sahadeva, Pandu's youngest twin sons. This story is from Sambahva Parva in Adi Parva. So let's listen along and find out the story about the birth of Nakula Sahadeva. The celebrated Pandu was tempted by the desire of having more children, and so he wished to speak unto Kunti. But when he said his desire to Kunti, Kunti totally denied to give him more children. She cited it to be against the scriptures. Now, Madri, the second wife of Pandu, having known the birth of Gandhari's 100 sons and Kunti's children too, wished to be a mother herself. She approached Pandu and addressed him thus. She said, O great one, I have no complaint that though by birth I am superior to Kunti, yet I am inferior to her in position. I do not grieve that Gandhari has obtained 100 sons. This, however, is my great grief that while Kunti and I are both your wives, I am childless, while by chance you have offspring from Kunti alone. If the daughter of Kunti Boja would also help me to have a child, she would then be really doing me a great favor and she would also be benefiting you. She being my co-wife and thus my rival in a way, I feel a bit hesitant to ask her for a favor. O king, I would be really delighted if you could ask her to grant my wish on my behalf. Hearing these words from the lovely Madri, Pandu replied. He said, O Madri, I did think of this matter often in my own mind, but I hesitated to tell you anything, not knowing how you would take it. Now that I know what your wishes are, I shall certainly try to grant your wish. I think that asked by me, Kunti will not refuse. Pandu soon approached Kunti and he said, O Kunti, one should do certain things which, though difficult to do, will end up bringing you fame. Know that Indra, even though he is the chief of Devas, even then, for fame alone, he performs sacrifices. O beautiful Brahmanas, who are well acquainted with the Vedas and having achieved high ascetic merit, always does for fame alone approach their spiritual masters with respect. So also all the royal sages and Brahmanas possessed of ascetic wealth have achieved for fame alone the most difficult of ascetic feat. Therefore, O blessed one, do help Madri by granting her the means of obtaining offspring, and in return you will achieve imperishable fame by making her a mother of children. Kunti was only happy to help Madri. She readily agreed. Kunti soon met Madri and said, By the way, I really like the way Pandu put out this question to Kunti. He was quite diplomatic in asking her for help. Back to the story. So Kunti soon met Madri and she said, Oh Madri, without loss of time, do think of any deva of your choice, and you shall be blessed with a child from him. Now Madri, reflecting for a few moments, she thought of the twin Ashwini Kumaras, who, coming unto her with speed, begat upon her 2 sons that were twins, named Nakula and Sahadeva, who were unrivaled on earth for physical beauty. And as soon as they were born, an incorporeal voice from the skies said, "In energy and beauty, these twins shall transcend even the twin Ashwinis themselves." Thus, after the birth of these five illustrious sons of Pandu, the rishis of Shatasringa, dwelling affectionately, performed all the initial birth rituals on the children. The eldest of Kunti's children was called Yudhishthira. The second son was named Bhimasena, and the third Arjuna. And of Madri's sons, the firstborn of the twins was called Nakula, and the next, the youngest one, was named Sahadeva. And those four more sons born at an interval of 1 year after one another looked like the Devas themselves. And King Pandu, beholding his children of celestial beauty and of superabundant energy, great strength and power, was very, very delightful. So was their mothers and the rishis of Shitashringa. They were so pleased with the sight of the five children. Some time later, Pandu again requested Kunti on behalf of Madri so as to have a child for Madri. Addressed by Pandu thus in private, Kunti replied, "O Pandu, having given her the mantra of invocation only once, she has, O king, managed to obtain two sons. Have I not been thus deceived by her? I fear, O king, that she will soon surpass me in the number of her children. This indeed is the way of all wicked women. Fool that I was! I did not know that by invoking the twin gods I could obtain at one birth twin children. I request you, O king, do not ask me any more. I cannot give her the mantra again. Let this be the boon granted to me by you." Now, hearing this, Pandu said no more. He became quiet. Now thus were born unto Pandu five sons who were begotten by the Devas and were endued with great strength, and who all lived to achieve great fame and expand the Kuru race, each bearing every auspicious mark on his person, handsome like Soma, proud as the sun, well skilled in the use of the bow, those foremost of men, resembling the Devas themselves in might, began to grow up. And beholding them and their virtues growing with years, the great rishis dwelling on Shatastringa were filled with wonder. And the five Pandavas and the 100 sons of Dhritarashtra, that propagator of the Kuru race, grew up rapidly like a cluster of lotuses in a lake. With this story, we complete the story about the birth of Pancha Pandavas. Now, will Pandu and his family spend all their lives in the woods? When will Pandavas meet their Kaurava cousins? Let's read along and find out about this. Please like, share, and subscribe our channel for more Mahabharata stories. Do not forget to press the bell icon. Thank you. Namaste.